Hi everyone, my name is Chris Punsalan. Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but I'm back and my album is finally out. It's titled Fiend for Nostalgia and it's available everywhere. I'm not sure what the title of this video is going to be, but if it is what I think it's gonna be, then yes, I did spend $3,000 to make this album. Did I have to? Of course not. Here's how it all adds up. So I hired my childhood friend who I hadn't seen since 6th grade, Luis Pacheco, who is a head engineer over at a studio in Henderson, Nevada. I had him mix and master the entire album for me, which took a huge weight on my shoulders, because I already know if I took on the role of mixing and mastering the entire project, I would end up hating it and it probably would have never been released. So I'm glad that I got him to do it for me. Number 2, I bought 3 exclusive beats, ended up only using one of them for this project, and yes, I know. Oh, what kind of producer hires another producer to make beats for him? I do, okay? I also hired Jim Spenlove to make the album art for me, which came out super dope, so shout out to Jim for doing that for me. He does a bunch of the chill hop stuff and a bunch of Origin Sound stuff and just a lot of stuff. So check them out if you're interested, linked in the description. And also there were just a bunch of other little things that I paid for that made this album possible. Not saying that $3,000 is a lot for a project, and I'm also not saying that you have to spend that much to create a project. I've made several projects with zero budget, but I just wanted to approach this one a little bit differently. So a quick story on what this album means and how it all came together. So a while ago, I went through a pretty traumatic breakup that I don't think I ever really recovered from, because I never really talked to anybody about it. I kept it in because I just felt like it wasn't anybody else's burden to bear. I don't know, I just know how heavy it is for other people to try and console other people who are going through things, especially if they're not a therapist or a psychiatrist. It's just not, I just don't want to do that to anyone. I kept it in, and earlier this year I went through a lot of other personal things that I also kept in, and I just felt like all of this pain was just piling up. And I felt like I was about to bust. Not to be funny and to make light of the situation, but it's just what I felt like in the moment. Then earlier this year, I started playing around with this idea of mixing my 2 favorite subgenres of hip-hop, which are lo-fi and trap. So I started making songs, I started venting through the music, and hundreds and hundreds of tracks later, this album was birthed. So this album was my form of therapy, and all of the sounds in this project remind me of times in my past that just make me really happy, and I coupled that with lyrics of stories that are really hard for me to talk about. So yeah, that's the gist of the album. Obviously, I could go for hours talking about the different meanings and you know, just the small details, but we'll cover that as the weeks go on. A few days ago, I had a listening party for my cousins and I, so here's some of the footage of that. Here we go, about to upload the album. Everything is here. There's the artwork. Here's all the tracks. Let's do this together. I just wanted to check in with everybody. It is 3 hours before the listening party. I just wrote the speech. I'm like already starting to shake because I'm so nervous and I'm just anxious and I've been waiting for this day for...
The Popeyes drive-thru with the new captain. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have made it to the studio. This is where Luis mixed the entire album. Follow me to the room. And this is where I spent the last 2 weeks of my life. In room D. Follow me. Whoa. Thank you. Okay, so this is where I was giving my speech. I was talking about what the album meant, how the songs came together, but I completely fumbled and this speech sucks. I was just too nervous to speak, too anxious, too many emotions, so I couldn't get my words right. And I'm just trying to find a way. What's the use? I'm just trying to find my way to you. And that's the album.
Nice.
That's the album, boys.
I see you, B. That's fucking great.
Thank you guys for coming.
Damn, this shit, Lewis.
Hard, man. For
This
real.
shit,
That's
Lewis.
what I'm
That
saying.
shit is fucking, sounds nice.
Yeah, it just sounds nice, brother.
Damn. Shit's crazy.
Sounds good,
That's a
man.
solid one.
Sounds
man.
good, man. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys right now. Over the next few weeks, I'll be breaking down every single song on the album. I'll be giving out the stems as I usually do. And yeah, all of the links to listen to the album and everything else that you need to know are going to be in the description. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around. I know I haven't been posting a lot lately, but I promise I'll be back to posting. Please leave your comments below with your thoughts. And yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for sticking around. Peace.
Ooh.